Well, good evening. Unresponsive for some odd reason. So we're going to wait a little bit. I think I'm, oh my Lord. Uh, What is going on? Okay. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead on. I know I'm live, but so let's see. I hope that everyone can hear me here real quick. And good evening to everyone, and welcome to Sweet Blessings, the Anna L. Brothers Show and Podcast, where we inspire, encourage, and empower you to live a blessed and healthier lifestyle. I'm Anna, your host. I'm a retired school teacher, an author, an educational consultant, a jury consultant, a health consultant, and a certified cake instructor. And I bring to you a wealth of knowledge and experience to our conversation each Wednesday. And so we delve into topics that can enrich your life. And it can be from educational and personal development to health, wellness, and the art of jewelry, the glamorous part of life. And I do this by providing workshops and speakers who come on and they explore different stories or different subjects and things like that that pertain to your everyday life and help you to achieve a blessed and fulfilling life. So I want to again thank you again for tuning in to Sweet Blessings, the Anna L. Brother podcast, where every conversation is a treasure. And so tonight we're going to be talking about it's a subject that's very dear to my heart. It's about healing. Um, if you ever lost someone, and it doesn't matter uh, whether it's a family member or it's a dog or a cat. Losing someone is traumatic to anyone. And so I thought that since it's the beginning of the holiday season, that this would be a great opportunity to help people um, navigate their loss and joy during the holiday season. And so, as you know, I have been having a little problem with my streaming. So hopefully this evening we'll be able to get through it. And so I'm going to start with a commercial, and hopefully before I haven't been able to show my commercial. So I'm going to start this evening back, and I'm going to be talking about um, navigating loss and joy during the holiday um, season. Let's see if I can get to my. Ooh, sometimes technology is something.
Oh my goodness, the mailman came. I hope my sweet little thing cookie's in here. Yeah, I just hope it's in here. Let me see. Let me open this up. That's it. That's it. Sweet little thing cookies. That sweet little thing cookies. Oh, I'ma have me a ball now. Let me just get this right here. Little thing cookies. That sweet little thing cookies. Oh yeah. I finally got my cookies. This sweet little thing cookies. Oh, yeah. I'm going to have fun. This package kind of big, though. Man, he got a lot of cookies. Oh, yeah. This the best thing ever. I'm trying to tell you, I got my cookies, and I'm going to eat these cookies, and ain't nobody going to stop me. Wait, what? Marie, what you doing, man?
You can't have those cookies right now. I'm sorry, we about to eat dinner. Once we finish dinner, then you can have those cookies. Go ahead, put them up. Go ahead, put them up.
Are you serious, bruh? I got sweetless thing cookies, and now I gotta wait for dinner? Fine, can I at least look at the cookies? Thank you. Oh my goodness, I had waited all this time now. I gotta do all this. Ah, fine. Oh yeah. I got my hands on some sweetless thing cookies. But I can't eat them right now because bruh talking about I gotta wait to dinner. Okay, I'ma do that. But once I finish that, it's gonna be on y'all. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Bruh talking about cooking some food. All this is a can of salmon and some frozen biscuits. Bruh cannot cook. I know he don't think I'ma eat this. Ain't no way. Bruh. Hey, bruh. Daddy. Daddy. Where are you? You set me up, homie. You had me about to eat a can of salmon and some frozen biscuits. I'm not down with that. I want my sweetless thing cookies. My sweetless thing cookies. Can cook. Is this what I'm saying?
I was born by the river in a little old tent. Just like that river, I was running ever since. Mm, mm, mm. Maurice, hey man, it ain't what it's not what it thinks. I'm sorry. I was just gonna eat one cookie, but I ate them all. It's not my fault, Maurice.
I know better than this. You trying to set me up, homie. You have me eating that nasty food, and you ate all the cookies?
Finish him.
No, no, Maurice. No, no, Maurice. No, no, no!
You
Hey, family. I'm sorry, y'all.
All right, we're back. I was having a little technical difficulty there, I guess, as you can see, but we're gonna move on. In fact, it cut me all the way off, and I had to come all the way back on. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I do have some housekeeping. I'm going to try to do that housekeeping as I go along. The holiday season can be a complex emotional time for many, especially those experiencing loss, and hopefully this can shed a little light on things for you. Also, my light is awful here. Is the light on? Yeah. Okay, that's a little bit better. Also, it's very difficult to go through this time when you lost someone. And it doesn't matter if you lost them yesterday or you lost them 4 or 5 years ago. There's still a grieving process. So we're going to talk. I had a presentation. I'm afraid to bring it up because the thing cuts on and off. And I really don't need it. I can just go head on and talk about it. If it's something that you really and truly want to get in touch with me about, you can always get in touch with me at my email. And I will show that to you in a few. All right. So I want to talk a little bit about the key themes, the key theme. The most important thing that you need to do is to acknowledge grief. And what people don't realize is people experience grief in many different ways. We all do not experience grief in the same way. And so we have to first allow ourselves to feel those emotions fully. It's important that people feel those emotions fully. Also, you want to create space for mourning. You need to have that space for mourning, whether it's just a quiet little place that you go to or however you want to uh, go to it. You need to create that space, especially during the holiday seasons. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, especially during the holiday season. And then, there are sometimes there are things that can trigger you coming on with grief and things. So you need to be able to also recognize those things that trigger grief so that you'll be prepared for them and you'll know exactly what you want to do, what you need to do to kind of offset those things. And another key thing is honoring loved ones. How do we honor? So you need to think of ways to remember and celebrate those who are no longer with us. Now, I have experienced two ways. At one is with my church. It's called All Saints Day, and during the service we go up and we light a candle and we put it in thing for all the loved ones or people who have passed in our lives. So we light this candle. But just here recently, I lost my cousin who was very dear to me. And so his birthday was in October. And so we released balloons on that day. So you you have to find ways to help you remember those people and to honor and celebrate in their honor, like lighting the candle or sharing the story, just like I told you with the balloons. That was, on his birthday, we released the balloons. And if you follow me on Facebook, you would have seen that video. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful event as well. And also, this is really beautiful. I think creating a memory or a memory ornament or a dedication space for reflection. And I'm in several organizations, and right now I'm in this quilting guild, and we're doing ornaments for the holidays. But I really never really thought about uh, creating a memorial ornament to memorize someone. But I am assured that you can um, do that. My daughter had a picture of all four of us because at one point it was four generations, and she had that done it was a photo, and she had it done. A lady did it in a cross stitch for us, but it's really not an ornament, but it's like a little plaque. It's just beautiful. So that is like I guess our memorable thing. She has one, I have one as well. And then theme is finding joy amidst grief. I'm reading my notes, y'all. Now, if you hear all of that rumbling, it is. I live in the Midwest. I don't know if y'all know anything about the Midwest and the hawk. Okay, they call the wind here the hawk. And so it is very, very windy out, and that could be one of the reasons why I had that poor reception, everything, and it cut off. I don't know. We seem to be doing okay as of now, but the little ornament, not the ornament, but the cross stitch I'm talking about is of this picture right here. This is my mother and myself, my daughter, and my granddaughter. It was taken years ago at an event that we were at. And I love that picture. My mother's no longer with us, and the little baby in there is now 18. But it's one of my favorite pictures of our family portrait. It's that we had. So it's very memorable for our family. And then you want to find joy amidst grief. How gratitude can coexist with sadness. So uh, I talked a little bit about gratitude and starting a gratitude journal or starting a jar and put every day. If it's just you can start with one thing, but I always suggest three things. Put in the jar or write down three things that you're grateful for each day. And sometimes on those days when you are really down, you can always go to your journal and look and see just how grateful and just how blessed you are. Because don't think that everyone gets down. I don't want you to think that everybody's happy, because it's not. We all have our good days and we all have our bad days. So, but when we have those bad days, sometimes we need something to kick us, to kick us and to remind us, what life is all about. And so that is just a good way. Um, very important. The next one, embracing small moments of guilt. Don't feel guilty. Don't feel guilty for being happy. There's nothing wrong with being happy. I would rather be happy than sad. Okay. But there comes times in our lives where we have to grieve. We have to grieve, and so we want to try to grieve with the best way, or to grieve. So as you can see, we're still having a little technical difficulty, but we're gonna pull through this because God is good, and eventually these technical problems will all disappear, just like they just came. And so another thing that I would like to amidst grief is being intentional about seeking comfort in supportive relationships. And so beneficial for me when my mother passed was that they had a grief support group, and that grief support group was with me for a year, and they provided counseling, just numerous things to help me with that grief because losing a mother, and then right after that I lost, a couple of years later I lost my dog. Okay, so and I had my dog. Oh Lord, my granddaughter is 18, and I had the dog for 17 years. So that lets you know, and the dog just died. It's been a year. And so those were the, kind of traumatic things. And that was my road dog. We went everywhere together. So, people don't realize that pets are very, they're part of your family and that they offer uh, comfort. So a good support group, whether it's the church or, however, because some churches have support groups for people who are going through difficult times and grieving. And then another key theme is community and faith. Leaning, you just heard me say, leaning on your church, your friends and family for support. That's important. Leaning on your family, your church, and your community for support. Um, Faith can provide solace and meaning during difficult times. I'm gonna tell you, if it wasn't for my faith, I don't think I would have made it. Because I'm gonna say because my mother died in 2021, and it was difficult before then because I was her caregiver, And if you know anything about being a caregiver, you know that it is very difficult to do that. So I would say the last, 8 or 9 years has been kind of stressful for me in dealing with those type of things. And if it hadn't have been for my faith, okay, whew, I don't think I could have made it. It was my faith that kind of brought me through those difficult times. And I don't have problems with the next one, finding purpose and giving back or volunteering. I used to do a lot of volunteering. I'm older now, so I can't, I don't get around as much. But I'm still feisty now, don't get me wrong. I'm still feisty, but I just don't get around as much as I move and do like I, used to. But I still uh, 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 can do my thing. But you need to find a purpose. And so right now, my purpose is in the church. So I do a lot of uh, work in my church as well as in my sorority. I base my life on what my sorority is all about, community service, and that's what we're all about, and giving back. It's very important that we give back, and it's also important that we share. If we never will get anywhere if we don't share, and we need to start sharing our gifts, our gifts and things like that. Another theme or key theme is self-care during the holidays. You all might not think that this is important, but self-care is very important. I don't care what you're doing. You got to start thinking about you. And during the holidays, it's very stressful. It is a stressful time. So you need to try to manage your expectations. And Lord knows you need to set boundaries. Manage your expectations and set boundaries. Make sure you do that. Now, a lot of people don't do this, including myself, but it's a great idea, and that is to have a holiday survival plan, which includes rest, quiet moments, and self care. We need that. It had been a while since I'm all about self care, but we get busy and we do things. So it had been a while since I had got my nails and my regular routine of my nails and pedicure, and that's part of my self care. And so I just took a day and spent some time for me. And I got my nails done. I got a pedicure. But this might not be your self care. Your self care might be different than mine. I got me some lashes because I'm all this is what I'm about. I'm about being feminine and ladylike and doing all of those ladylike things. So that is what but so that's what it's all about when it comes to self-care. So don't neglect yourself during the holiday season. So what I decided to do was to be a little different. And so what I want to do is to provide you with some, some scriptures for comfort in loss. And so we're going to take another brief commercial, and then I am going to come back and I'm going to talk about that. I apologize about the presentation. Last time I couldn't even get a presentation. I got the presentation, but I couldn't pull it up in time. So, and I just the thing is freezing. So, we're gonna break again. We're gonna try the break for a commercial, and we'll be right back.
Join the She Trucking Foundation today and be a part of a supportive community of women in the trucking industry. Unlock exclusive access to valuable resources, including mentorship, educational workshops, and networking opportunities. Whether you're an experienced professional or just starting your trucking journey, She Trucking is here to empower you and help you thrive. Visit www.shetrucking.com to join us and drive your trucking career to new heights.
Well, I am back, and I am going to try to take this time to kind of give a little housekeeping before I get into the scriptures on that you can use for comfort for loss. So the first thing is I do go live on Instagram and Facebook. This is my Instagram, and I go live on Instagram and Facebook on Thursdays. So if you're interested, okay, hold on. If you are interested in viewing or coming to any of my shows on Facebook and Instagram, that's my Instagram. Also, I will show you my Facebook in just a few moments. Hold on, we're working on it. Now, I do, for the coming year, I will be offering some advertising and some sponsoring and commercial slots on my program. And you can secure a spot, whether it's to be a sponsor or you want to advertise. And I have different packages. So if you're interested in any of those types of packages, reach out to me. And you can reach out to me at email, which is streaming down at the bottom. It's Lustine1G at Gmail. Or you can also go to ctimedianetwork.com, which I am also a part of that, and they can handle my bookings and all of those things and guest slots as well. But you can always also reach out to me as well. And I wanted to hold on. This is my Facebook. Like I told you, the stream is moving a little slow, but it should pop up in a few minutes. My Facebook account. That is my Facebook. So I do go live on Facebook on with my jewelry on Thursdays and also on Fridays on Facebook, Thursday and Friday. So if you get a chance, it's on my personal profile, and it is it's live, and just come and join. You're not obligated to buy anything, but you can at least peruse and use. Last but not least, before I leave, also leave this platform, is that I want you to remember, if I'm trying to increase, I am almost there. I'm asking for people to My YouTube channel. I was trying. There it is. I think it's down at the bottom. So if you could do that, I would greatly appreciate it. Like I was just getting ready to say, I'm almost there. Um, I'm at 933 subscribers. I'm really trying to get over 1,000. So if you could help me out by subscribing to my YouTube channel, I would greatly appreciate it. I mean, you can like, share, follow on all of my platforms, but you have to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I would greatly appreciate that as well. So thank you for all of that. So now we're going to get into, I was able to get through that. But I'm going to give you it doesn't matter that I don't have the presentation up there, because what I'm going to give you is the scriptures, and I'm going to also I'm also going to give you the number on it. So these are scriptures for comfort in loss. And so the first one is Psalms 34, verse 18. I got to get my notes closer because it's little writing. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Now, this one here, the reflection is that during the holiday, when grief feels heavier, this verse reminds us that God draws near to those in pain and provides his comforting. Matthew 5, verse 4. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Now, the reflection of this one is Jesus acknowledges our grief and promises comfort, offering hope that healing is part of his plan. Isaiah 41, verse 10. So do not fear, do not dismay, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. So the reflection on this one is, this verse reminds us that God's strength will sustain us even in the hardest moments. Even in the hardest moments. John 14, verse 27. I can't get up here without no notes, y'all. I'm sorry. But John 14, verse 27 says, peace. I leave with you my peace. I give you, I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid. The reflection is in this one is that it's very hard during the Christmas holidays, and the heartaches of a loss is great. But God offers a peace that transcends understanding. So these were scriptures that offered comfort for loss. So let's look at some scriptures for finding joy and hope right after we come back from this commercial.
CTR Media Network is now accepting new podcasters to join our growing network that's reaching 350 million global listeners. Have you heard? CTR Media Network offers podcast production, podcast training, distribution, and product placement. Book us for your next event or schedule an interview with CTR Media Network podcasters today. To learn more, go to ctrmedianetwork.com.
Oh, we're back. I don't know, it cut out, so we're back. I said, oh, we're back. All right, so we want to get into scriptures for finding joy and hope. Nehemiah 8, verse 10. Do not grieve, for the joy of the Lord is your strength. And the reflection on that is God's joy can become our strength as we navigate the bittersweet moments of the season. Romans 15, verse 13. May the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace as we trust in him, so that you may overflow with hope by the power of the Holy Spirit. And the reflection on this one means that trusting in God brings a hope that overflows into joy and peace, even in difficult times. Psalms 30, verse 5. Weeping may stay for the night, but rejoicing comes in the morning. This verse reminds us that grief, while real, is not permanent. Joy will come again. And we all need to remember that. Joy will come again. Isaiah 9, verse 6. It says, for to us a child is born. To us a son is given. And the government will be on his shoulders. And he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. The Christmas season itself points to the greatest source of hope and joy, Jesus Christ, our Prince of Savior. So I'm going to stop right here, and I want to kind of reflect on suggestions for trust and renewal. Because even though there are scriptures for comfort, for loss, and for joy and hope, we still need to build trust and renewal. And so these are some scriptures for trust and renewal. And just like I said, if you're interested in these scriptures, you can always reach out to me at lastine1@gmail.com. I'd be glad to share these with you. Lamentation, chapter 3, verses 22 through 23. Because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed, for his compassion never fails. New every morning, great is your faithfulness. The reflection on this one is that God's mercy and faithfulness God's faithfulness renews us every day. Every day. He offers hope for every season. 2 Corinthians verse 1. Chapter 1, verse 3 through 4. Praise be to the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Father of compassion and the God of all comfort, who comforts us in all our troubles. God is our ultimate source of comfort, equipping us to share that comfort with others. I'm going to repeat that. God is our ultimate source of comfort, equipping us to share that comfort with others. That's a powerful statement. So make sure you share. Don't hold stuff in. Share. I remember I just told you about sharing that gift. It might be your gift. You never know. And so before I leave you this evening, I would like to do some reflection ideas for the holiday. I'm going to be talking a little bit more about it. The last 2 weeks, I believe, Christmas and New Year's Eve, we will not be broadcasting because it does fall on Christmas. So I just wanted to let you know. But we'll be back in January. That's good already. So that'll give me time to plan for the next year and everything. So I always tell people that you need to reflect. Reflection is so important. If you don't reflect, you'll never know what you need to correct because you don't know what's working and what's not working. Okay. So that's the purpose of reflecting. So once you reflect, then you're going to always revise after that, and it could be a revision of goodness or a revision where you want to just let it go and start something else altogether. So, but you can't do those type of things unless you reflect. And if you notice in here in my presentation, I do a lot of reflecting because it's important. I've always reflected. At the end of the year or the end of anything that I do, I reflect. I have an evaluation form because you need that feedback. It's important that you need that feedback. So you all can give me feedback. I encourage you to feedback. I encourage you to comment on here because your conversation is just as important as my conversation. But reflection ideas for the holiday. And I've talked about some of these. The first one is to light a candle in honor of a loved one, reflecting on the hope of eternal life. And that is in John 11, verse 25 through 26. And I kind of spoke a little bit about some of the things that we do in my church. We light a candle, and also for my cousin's birthday, we release the balloons. We also do some things in my sorority. It has to deal with lighting a candle for those people who have passed that we have lost in all of our chapters. It's called the Omega Rho ceremony. And also another thing is you want to use some of these scriptures that I have given to you in prayer or meditation to invite God's peace and joy into your heart. You want to invite God's peace and joy into your heart. And when you do that, you'll be able to maybe cope a little better. It gets better, you all, each day, but you'll be able to cope a little bit better with grief, especially during the holidays as well. And create a devotional series for others to encourage them during the season. I always encourage other people because you really and truly, I'm gonna be honest with you, you don't know what people are going through in this day and age, seriously. So they can be happy-go-lucky but going through a million and one things. So don't judge people, try to help people. That's what we're all about in this in this world, or that's what I'm about. So I want to thank you all this evening. We made it through, y'all. I can't believe it. We had a few little hiccups, but it's okay. We made it through. I'm just so overjoyed that happened. So I do want to thank you all for participating uh, in Sweet Blessings, the Anna L. Brothers Show and Podcast. And you know what? I always end my show with what I call the 3 L's. It doesn't matter whether I'm live streaming or I'm doing my live on my Facebook or Instagram. I always end whatever I do. I end it with these three words because they're very important, and to me, they signify life and everything that we're going through. And so the first one is to live. And so I always ask that people live their life to the fullest. And sometimes, especially if you have family and other obligations. And then the next thing is to laugh. Laugh, find times in your day to laugh, because laughter is good for the soul. And so that's what I have to do when I have these little hiccups on here. I have to laugh because those are things you don't even have control over. So you know what you do is you have to laugh it on off and go ahead on and go on with your life. And that makes it better. You live long and then the last thing is to love, self-love. And you realize that I did talk a little bit about that tonight in my episode on grieving, because it's important. Self-love, you all, can really get you through it, get you through anything. So make sure you take care of yourself. Before I leave, there's just one other thing that I want to encourage you all to do, is that subscribe now to the Anna L. Brothers Show and Podcast. And don't forget to share this episode with someone who might need encouragement during the holiday season. Thank you again for attending. See you next Wednesday. Bye-bye. Have a great one.